All right, so I'm not crying. I just wanted to wipe off like the heavy eye makeup on my eyes because I wanted to try out the Violet Voss palette from BoxyCharm. But I have to run my daughter gymnastics, so I'm not trying to look like a hooker before I go. But basically, so what's been going on is that, as you guys know, I had to start a new Instagram because it was, what was it, Friday morning. I'm just putting on some concealer to try to wipe this away, get my life together. Friday morning, I got an email. If you guys saw my last video, I had gotten emails about, where'd it go? I had gotten emails about, people saying, oh, we want to use you in Las Vegas or blah, 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 dumb stuff like that. I'll link it below, those videos of those emails. And then this email was basically similar to that. It just seemed way more legit. They pretended to be a big boutique, like clothing boutique. That I always liked their stuff and I actually have interacted with before, which is why it caught me off guard. And so when they sent me the email, they had their Instagram handle in it, like their link. So I went to their Instagram link, like I clicked on it. Well, when I clicked on it, it took everything, like my passwords and everything. Thank God I didn't have like my PayPal or anything like that, or bank information, things like that in it. Thank God. Or my Facebook, like nothing was linked up together. So basically all they got was that Instagram. And so I was pretty mad and upset at first because it's like all the hard work you put in just to be taken from someone else. But then it's like, what irritated me the most is that Instagram never really sent me the email that they're supposed to, like the secure your site, until like an hour or two after it had happened. And I thought that was pretty ridiculous. So when I did get the email finally from Instagram saying someone had logged into your Instagram account, is this you? I was like, oh my God, that's how I found out. It wasn't until like 2 hours later. So I don't know what took them so long to send me that message. So when I hit the link, like, no, this isn't me, secure your account, it was already hacked and the thing like wouldn't reload or anything, like nothing would come up. So I was like, great, someone got into it. And then I realized, cool, I think I've been hacked. Well, 10-15 minutes after that, I get an email. We stole your account. For you to get it back, you had to pay $350 or something. You have 3 hours, email this back or something like that. I'm like, F no, I'm not paying money to get Instagram back. I'd rather make a new one. Well, I saw that it had been happening a lot to people. And so I contacted Instagram, like they say to do. I still look like I got punched in the face, cool. And so I contacted them and I got like an automated response back. And it looked like they had tried to duplicate my Instagram. They changed the email address in my Instagram account. They changed the header, and then I think they disabled it. And then they started emailing me saying, are you going to pay for it? Are you going to pay for it? They kept asking me, like, when are you going to pay the money for your Instagram back, blah, blah, blah. And I finally emailed them back. I'm like, I'm not paying for it. Leave me alone. And then they wrote something else back. Okay, fine, then we're going to sell your Instagram and we're going to sell off all your photos or something like that. And I could tell by the way it was written, it was like a computer and like automated response. So I contacted Instagram again, no response from them. It's so annoying. I feel like smaller, big YouTubers always get hacked. Yes, I agree with you. They definitely do. And I think so a brand actually sent me a message and said, hey, check and see if your Instagram is on this website. So apparently these hackers, they'll buy people with like 40,000 to 100,000 and they'll sell these Instagram accounts on these websites, and people will actually buy them for like 5 to 10 grand, but they'll buy smaller, bigger ones because it doesn't look like whoever bought them, if that kind of makes sense. So that's kind of what the one brand was like telling me. But so I checked on there, I wasn't on there yet, thank God. I still don't think they sold my account yet because it's still disabled. So then what happened was, again, I sent Instagram all these messages. They never responded. They still haven't responded to me. This happened on Friday. And then they started messaging me again. Like the next day they messaged me again. Are you going to buy your Instagram back? Are you going to buy it back? Blah, blah, blah. And by this point, I was just irritated that not only did they steal it, then I realized that they were going to make all this money off of me or my Instagram. And then I got really, not scared, but a little bit nervous that, oh my God, what if they pretend to be me? They could ruin my reputation. They could say things or make it look like I'm doing things on Instagram that I'm not doing in real life and put it off as me. So I didn't like that. So I got frustrated, and then I started digging on how to locate a tracker or a hacker if you got hacked. I ended up finding out who it was. It's some guy in Germany, and he basically has all these websites that he basically makes them look like legit websites, but they're not. So he has all these people that work for him, and they're all basically undercover hackers. And so when you click on their sites and stuff, they can get all your information. So I was like 98% sure, like I knew who it was, so I sent him a message. And basically, I screenshotted everything. I have proof, like out the butt. Every time I sent him my proof, he just kind of like talked in circles, and then he was like, but maybe like trying to give me advice, I guess. I was looking for the right words. I couldn't think of what to say. But here's the thing. If he knows he didn't do it, why wouldn't he just be like, honey, you're crazy. Like, I got nothing to do with this. Leave me alone. Literally, every time I asked him a question, like, why does your IP address keep coming up for the hacker's email address? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. He would just be like, well, I have tons of people who work for me, and if it is somebody who works for me, I don't understand. Maybe it did come up. Like, he just really talked in circles, and it made no sense. So I just got I kind of just said to him, like, okay, I get it. Not a big deal. Hopefully it wasn't you. Thanks for your time, blah, blah, blah. And I just sent everything over to the FBI. And then I sent everything over to Instagram. Instagram never got back to me, of course. Still to this day, I think we're like day 6 or something. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, day 5. Sorry, I'm not good at math. But yeah, day 5, nothing from Instagram. And I think that's what frustrates me the most. And since this happened, what are they doing down there? They're crazy. So since this has happened, I've been doing my research. And basically, there's articles that came out that people have been getting blackmailed for money over getting their Instagram stolen. And Instagram's completely staying silent during this. Don't know why, which is like really, really sick to me. And then there's also a podcast out there that one of my friends sent to me. His name's Todd, and he's such a good techie. What is this? Instagram will get back to you, but it takes forever. The Diamond Life on YouTube has. I guess I should probably start doing that once a week. But he sent me a podcast, and I'll link it below here when I get a second. It's such a good podcast, and it's like really eye-opening. It's about this girl that the same thing happened with her Snapchat. She wasn't an influencer or anything. She just had a name that they wanted because she ended up downloading Snapchat and making a name thing when it first came out. So this name was like really hard to get or come by. So they ended up hacking into hers, stealing her Snapchat, and then they ended up selling her name, her Snapchat name, for like thousands of dollars. And then she found out, she got the podcast guys to find out who they were. And then when they got found out and got outed, they basically were sending her messages like threatening her, this and that, all the like harassing her through her cell phone. Yeah, so that's crazy. So it's like a ring of them. It's really, really creepy that these people do it. And they were threatening her, saying that they were going to release like nude pictures of her and this and that if she didn't pay. It's just so sick that these people do that. So that's what happened. Luckily, I don't got no nudes on my Instagram because I don't think anybody wants to see all of this mom bod. I'm just more frustrated that, one, Instagram like really could care less, and two, I'm frustrated that it took them so long to email me that my account, like my email had been changed in the Instagram thing. And something else that bugs me is that people do this daily and get away with it, and there's no repercussions, and they make profit off of complete strangers and stealing from them. It's super gross. I know, I wish they would get it together too. Like, I feel like they're more worried about their algorithm than people's safety, you know? So that's what's going on with my Instagram. That's why I made a new one. And again, even if I were to get the old one back, I want nothing to do with it because I feel like it's bad karma, you know. But still, even if it gets resolved with Instagram and I were to get it back or whatever, I still want to go about figuring out who did it and take them down, because I feel like if they're going to do it to me, they've already done it to plenty of people and they're going to plan on doing it to plenty more. And I just feel like even if I could get one of them in trouble for it, that's good enough for me, because these people got to stop. And like, the fact that they just don't have any consequences is why it keeps going on and on and on. And I'm just lucky that this isn't my full-time job, or I don't have nudes on my Instagram, or, you know, like, I don't have any saved pictures of the babies on it. Like, God knows whose hands they could get into. It's just so sick. But that's what's been going on with that. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys a heads up. And the reason I did it live was because I kept trying to film it. And when I was trying to film it, I felt like, I don't know, I didn't feel like I was talking to a person. And I feel like when I do a live, I'm actually talking to a person. And this feels like more serious, I feel like, than just talking to a camera, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna get going because I gotta take them to gymnastics, but I love you guys and I'll see you soon.